All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the live today. Today, we're going to talk about 5 steps to creating an effective marketing plan. An effective marketing plan. And so, what I see a lot of times is people just want to skip ahead to the cool stuff, to the fun stuff. Let me go create a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or something along those lines, and that is not how you do it. And so today, that's what we're going to work on. Is we're going to work on um, the 5 steps basically to doing that. So let me do that for you real quick. Step one, we're going to conduct a situation analysis, aka a SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're also going to talk about defining your target audience, aka your buyer personas. You don't talk to everybody the same way. You've got to speak to them in their language. We're also going to talk about writing out SMART goals. SMART goals are very important, making sure that you're realistic and you're very focused on exactly what it is you want to accomplish. Next, you want to analyze your marketing tactics. What are you going to do? Are you going to do email campaigns, social media? Are you going to do some lives? Or are you going to do a combination of that? It's always important to be clear on exactly how you're going to approach this marketing campaign. Next, we're going to talk about analyzing your marketing tactics. And last, we're going to talk about creating your budget. And so I know a lot of times as a marketing professional, a guy who's been running a digital marketing agency for 11 years, usually when people tell me they haven't identified their budget, I'm pretty wary that they probably haven't done the previous steps as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right in. This is an interactive situation here, so if you guys want to jump right in, ask some questions, feel free to do so. That's what it's here for. All right, so first we're going to talk about conducting a situational analysis. And that situational analysis is very important because not only do you need to know the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, the threats that are available in your organization, but you also need to do a competitive analysis. What are your competitors doing? What are they doing that's working with the prospects that you're chasing? What are they doing that's not working, right? And so when you do that research on the front end, you save yourself a lot of money, number one, right? And then you also are going to save yourself a lot of headache of putting together a campaign for an offer that no one even wants, right? And so that can be a real problem. And so you want to make sure that your offer sets you apart. I see a lot of people that go out and they're like, oh, well, that looks like that ad campaign is going really well. Let me just duplicate that. Well, you really don't know, and you really can't measure by likes, shares, and comments whether or not someone is actually making sales from their campaign. So by doing a SWOT analysis and acknowledging your strengths, staying away from your weaknesses, thoroughly investigating your opportunities, and looking at threats like competitors who have bigger budgets that could just bury you. It's really important that you look at those types of things when you're doing your marketing plan. Next, we want to talk about defining your target audience. And this is another kind of soft spot that I see in marketing campaigns today is that you can't really speak to everyone in the same language. Hey guys, I've got the greatest deal ever and everybody should buy it. Sure, in a dream world, that would be great. We would want everybody to take advantage of our offer. However, the problem is that you can't possibly make an offer that's good for everyone. Not everybody's going to be a good fit for what you're doing, depending on if you have services or products, right? You really have to be clear about what the problem is. What is that? How do you solve that problem? And then also how you address different buyer personas. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you an example of different buyer personas. So at High Velocity Global, in our digital agency, we have different buyer personas, right? We have established businesses. We have established Ethan. We have website Wesley. We have agency Alex. And it's funny, but I name all of these people because as we're creating products, as we're creating offers, as we're doing promotions in the business and we're marketing, we want to make sure that the offer makes sense. So, for example, website Wesley. What is website Wesley looking for? What is he not looking for? What kind of budget does website Wesley have? And so we always make comparisons to our buyer persona and we say, hey, is this something that website Wesley can afford, or is it something more along the lines of that's a good fit for agency Alex? And so by knowing these buyer personas, by knowing your target audience, you can then tailor your offer and your marketing campaign to those personas. So now you're not speaking to everyone, you're speaking solely to someone who has specific problems that you can solve. And so these buyer personas are really important. It's platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere you could pretty much advertise that makes this really easy. Another example that I can give you is, we worked with a Caribbean restaurant in Katy, Texas, and it's amazing. Island Spice. If you've never been there, you should go. The food is phenomenal. And so, we found it was very easy for us to target people who love Jamaican food. Once we got into the Facebook audiences platform, we were able to take a look at it and say, oh wow, we could target people who like beef patties. Wow, we could target people who like rice and peas. It's amazing how much information you can find in there and how you could take that information and dive even deeper down to find out things like we found out which TV stations they watch, we found out which radio stations they like, we found out where they buy furniture at. And so by knowing all of that information, we were able to target them very specifically and make sure that the messaging from the restaurant got in front of all the right people. And so that's really important when you define your target audience, when you create these buyer personas in your business, you're then able to laser focus in on exactly what it is your prospective customers or clients want and need in their business. And when you can do that, they're willing to pay whatever your bargain basement price is or whatever your high-end price. You're solving a problem and you're no longer commoditized with everyone else. It seems like your offer is tailored to their specific needs. Now, next, I want to talk to you about SMART goals. Number 3 of 5 is SMART goals. And writing out SMART goals is very important. I see people all the time, they come to me and they say, hey, I want to get 1,000 followers on Facebook. And my first thing is, okay, great, 1,000 followers, that's easily done. But why? Why do you want 1,000 followers? And what is that attached sales goal? So if you're not familiar with SMART goals, they're specific, they're measurable, they're actionable. And by actionable, let me stop right there for a second. By actionable, I mean something that you can really do. I mean, something that you can really measure. R is relevant, and then timely or time focused makes up the SMART goal methodology. And so by doing that, you can then be very, very specific and say, okay, now I want 1,000 followers, but I would like 50 or 100 of those to subscribe to my blog, or I would like 50 to 100 of those to buy from me. Now we're talking. Now it's very specific. Now it's measurable. It's attainable. It's relevant, right? And it's time based. Over a certain time, I want to get those people in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days. And now you've got it. Now you have a specific goal that you can track. Now, depending on how this works, right, you're going to then have to attach this to tactics, right? So you've set the goal, but what are you going to use to get these people? And this is the next step, obviously, right? So you want to analyze your marketing tactics. Are you going to be using social media? Are you going to be using Facebook, Instagram? Are you going to be using YouTube? Are you going to do email marketing? Are you doing a direct mail campaign? Are you calling, right? And so it could be any of those things. It could be a combination of those things. But bottom line, you need to identify those so that you're not kind of wandering out there when you're trying to put your marketing campaign in place and create your marketing plan. So if you're very specific about how you're going to get these customers, then you can plan accordingly through there. If you decided to go with social media, then you can say, hey, I'm going to do a 14-day campaign. We're going to post 2 to 3 times a day. Once we've done that, then that fits into our marketing plan and it makes sense. So it also makes sense for you to do some omni-channel marketing. It's important, because some people don't just buy on Facebook, or they're just not following you on Facebook. And you'll see this from some of the bigger brands. For example, you go to Amazon.com, you go find a camping tent, for example. Say I'm going to Fort Bend State Park, I'm going to go camping for 3 days, and I'm looking for a tent. I go to Amazon, I look for that tent, I find that tent, but the phone rings, I get busy. I come back, I go to Facebook, wow, there it is. Not only did I see an ad for the tent that I wanted to buy, but I also saw some ads for similar tents that other people bought. So I'll also see this on YouTube. I'll also, I'll see a commercial there, or I'll see a little ad I can click that will take me to that same tent I was shopping for before. So I say all of that to say is that consider omni-channel marketing, or marketing through multiple channels when you are marketing online and when you're putting your marketing plan together. Lastly, you want to create your budget. And so if you've done your due diligence with the previous 4 steps, then your next step is going to be to, your next step is actually going to be making sure that you have an appropriate budget. So you've already established, hey, I'm going to do this on Facebook, I'm going to do this on YouTube, and I'm going to need X amount of budget for both platforms over 14 days. And by following this methodology to creating an effective marketing plan, it's these 5 steps that you absolutely must have in place if you want to be successful. It's not about skipping steps and trying to just go and create the ad and hope for the best. I can tell you, when you just throw your money up in the air like that, it's going to be gone just as quick. So you should be very, very careful. You should plan ahead and follow these 5 steps to creating an effective marketing plan. Now, with that being said, what I'd like to offer you guys today is an opportunity for you to work with me to put that marketing plan together. You'll have the benefit of my 11 years of running a digital marketing agency, to walk with you through each of these steps to help you plan your marketing plan, to put it together correctly, and also to have another set of eyes looking over your shoulder to make sure that you're successful with this campaign. So if you're ready to put together an effective marketing plan, I suggest you go to the website there at the bottom of the screen, or you could give us a call at that number right there, and I'll be happy to help you go through each of these 5 steps. I'll share with you a lot of my tools that I have, my Excel spreadsheets, my Word documents and Google Docs that you can just kind of fill in and make sure that you have an effective marketing plan that is actually going to work for you, and it will drive traffic, it will drive sales, and will help your business thrive. So again, I'm going to work with you, and I'm going to help you do a SWOT analysis. I'm also going to help you create a couple buyer personas so that you know exactly who you're talking to. I'm also going to help you define your target audience. I'm going to help you create SMART goals that you can actually track. They're attainable, they're measurable. And I'm going to help you choose which marketing tactics that you need to use based on what you have in place. So maybe it makes sense to do SMS and email. That is fantastic. And I'll help you put that together. And lastly, I'll help you put together a realistic budget that will help you get results. You won't have to throw $20, $50, $100 there and say, hope for the best. With all of this planning, with putting everything together, you'll feel very confident about your next marketing campaign because we've planned it the right way. And once you've learned this methodology from me and you get the tools that I'm going to give you, then you'll feel confident about your next marketing plan and the subsequent marketing plan, because you finally have a framework to follow in order to help you successfully market your business and turn those leads and that traffic into money. So I want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. It's been just under 15 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I didn't want to take up too much time, but I do want you to realize and recognize what it takes to put together an effective marketing plan. I love to see business owners thrive when they do it the right way, and I'd love to see when they don't have to beat their head up against the wall to make it all happen. Thanks a lot for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. All right, so I got a quick question for you. How do you know if the digital marketing efforts that you have are going to be effective before you bust through your budget? Well, you're going to learn the 7 keys to making your business the top choice, a no-brainer choice for prospects online. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jaleel Mans. I'm the CEO, founder of High Velocity Global, and we are an amazing, phenomenal digital agency focused on rapid growth for local service-based businesses. And so I want to make sure that you take a moment to like, comment, if you can on this video, subscribe, so that you never miss a video. And we're going to dive right into the 7 factors that make a difference. So before you go out and you start blowing your budget on digital marketing stuff, you throw a Hail Mary, and hope for the best. I'm going to go through the 7 keys that you need to have in place to be effective leveraging digital marketing. And so one of the first things that we need to get into is search engine optimization. And so it's this simple. Some people say SEO is complicated. It's hard to understand the algorithm. It has nothing to do with any of those things. It really has to do with aligning with people are actually searching for. And I've experimented with this in the past through our agency, and it worked out really well. We had a client who helped us with oh, hey, guess who is here? Philip Swindle from Alabama, my buddy, man. We need to get back together, man. Long time. I'm glad to see you on here. Glad to see you're doing well. Um, and so, yeah, I was talking about search engine optimization, and it's amazing because um, yeah, you're right, Philip. SEO is really slow, man. It's a long-term strategy. So that's what Philip is sharing with us is that SEO is slow. You're not going to change your SEO and then overnight start ranking on the first page. There are other people who paid their dues, and you got to work your way up there. So yeah, Philip is absolutely right. Uh, you want to make sure that you're making that a part of your long-term strategy. And so SEO is slow. I think one of the things that I found that is a little bit faster, if you haven't heard of long tail keywords, it's the difference between trying to find a digital marketing agency and then digital marketing agencies for accountants, right? Finding SEO, those longer keywords, those are going to be more effective because there are less competition there. So let's see. Yes, that's right. Philip said it is important. It's very, very important. So let me go ahead and put that chat overlay up here. Let's see if this stuff works. All right. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, so SEO is really important. It's really important because I've seen some people, some local service business owners, really that are sad. They invested a lot of money into a new website. They were hoping that the phone was going to ring right after they invested in it, and they didn't because the SEO is yet another step when developing your website. And so we're actually I got a surprise for you, so keep watching. Next, we're going to talk about Facebook and Instagram ads. Facebook and Instagram ads are critical because, you know, it's a matter of it's Facebook is so congested right now. I don't know how many of you guys are experiencing that. If you are, put that in the chat. Say saturated. Put in saturated in the chat if you've done Facebook ads and got nothing out of it or minimal for your money. Facebook and Instagram ads are critical, but what a lot of people don't really understand about Facebook and Instagram ads is that you don't have to bust your budget wide open running ads. Some of the strategies that I used to get started before I started doing more expensive ad campaigns was doing $5 a day, $10 a day, making sure that I targeted my followers, my email list, and making sure that those people were aware of my offers, my messaging, everything, and so it's really important, but it's not something that you want to rule out, but you do need to stay ahead of the competition
And there are some strategic ways that you can do that without busting a bank. Next, another one everybody's familiar with, Google and YouTube ads. Okay, Google and YouTube ads, very important. I tend to like Google and YouTube a little bit more than Facebook and Instagram because the comparison in my mind has always been push and pull, right? So in Facebook and Instagram, you're pushing your offer, you're pushing your brand, you're pushing your blog post, your upcoming event in front of people who are hopefully interested in what you do. And what I love about Google and YouTube is that people are intentionally going to YouTube and typing in exactly what they're looking for. They're typing in the area, the service, affordable, quality. They're typing these things in just to make sure that they find exactly what they're looking for. And YouTube, all the same. We actually just redid the High Velocity Global YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested, you can head over there, check out some cool videos we've got there. But YouTube and Google is going to be critical for growing your local service-based business. I mean, how tragic would that be if you've got a lawn care service and people are typing it in and they can't find you? Ah, your competition's gonna eat that up, I promise. Whereas my friend Chance here said they'll eat your lunch. So, number four, we're gonna talk about listings management. And listings management is critical. If you have a brick and mortar location, it's critical that your listings are up to date. And what that means is when someone's in their BMW or they're in their Chevy and they go into the built-in GPS and they're looking for your lawn care service. I'm going to stick with the lawn care service as an example. Then, that stuff is already there. The address is accurate, hours of operations, phone numbers, everything is up to date, which makes it easy for new and existing customers to find you, come in, and spend money with you. So, yet another way to make sure you don't bust the bank uh, in your digital marketing efforts. Number five, online review management. This is some low hanging fruit. I speak with local service based business owners all the time, and they get busy. I'm out cutting lawns every day, Jaleel. I don't have time to go get reviews. Well, let me tell you, you better make time. You better make time to reach out, get those testimonials, and ask your happy customers to go out, put those testimonials on Google. I don't know if it's going to be called Google My Business anymore. I think that's going away, but Facebook, LinkedIn. Think of all the places your customers could be leaving reviews for you. Angie's, uh, Yelp, all these great places people can leave reviews for you. Number six, social media posting, right? A lot of times, social media, it's kind of hard. Well, what do I post about today? Well, it's not really about posting. It's pretty much about staying top of mind. It's about keeping your offer in there. And one of the things that I found with social media posting that's helpful is to post a lot of your testimonials. Do some social proof. Show some happy customers. And I think when people are comparing apples to apples, a lawn care service A, lawn care service B, if they look at A, and A has a long list of reviews, positive reviews, and they're sharing testimonials, video testimonials, screenshots of testimonials and reviews. I think I would go with A before I went with B. And then seven is going to be content marketing, right? Content marketing is critical. Again, uh, let's go back. All right, Philip says add a note to your invoice after you cut the lawn. That's perfect. That's it right there. So how do you make sure systematically, like Philip is saying, how do you systematically make sure that you get reviews? It's simple. You make sure that you ask after every positive experience. Get that review while they still have that warm and fuzzy feeling. Make it easy for them to put that review out there for you. So thank you so much, Philip. You nailed that. And so, yeah, we were at content marketing, and content marketing is key because there are certain things that people are looking for, right? Uh, and we're sticking with lawn care, right? So our lawn care company, how to safely get rid of weeds without hurting your pets. That would be kind of like a long tail keyword that you could write a blog about that will help attract people. And then they're going to say, hey, you know what? That's a great idea. I'll try that. Or I tried it and it didn't work. Let me just call them and have them do it. Right. So there are ways to position yourself using content, using blogs, using vlogs, using YouTube, live streams. Hello, still content, right? And so those are the seven keys right there. First, we started with search engine optimization. We did Facebook and Instagram ads. Then we talked about Google, YouTube ads. We talked about online listing management, online review management. Keep getting those positive reviews. Social media posting. Stay top of mind. Don't let them forget. Don't fall into that tunnel of obscurity. And number seven, content marketing. Go ahead and write some articles about people, about things people are already asking you about, or do articles about things that your customers should be asking you about. And I can guarantee you over time that will serve you well. Now, some people are going to say, Jaleel, you didn't even mention websites. Uh, that's crazy. I didn't. So Philip says, yeah, removing poison is ground cover for optimism curb appeal. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have a good looking yard without, poisoning your pets or poisoning the water supply. Those things are really important. So next, we were talking about our websites, and this was a surprise I wanted you to hang out for. Is that I love showcasing our clients. This client in particular gets me excited because when we started High Velocity Global almost 13 years ago, okay, this was one of our clients, one of our beginning clients. They've been with us from the start. So I want to introduce you to the law office of William J. Taylor. Bill Taylor is an amazing guy. I love him. I love his whole family. I love his team over there. They are phenomenal. And so I reached out to them recently and I said, hey guys, you guys got to, your website's a little bit out of date and we got to get you guys up to speed. And so what we did was we built this amazing website for them pretty quickly. We work very well with service-based businesses. Again, we were able to put this website together very quickly and get it launched within a week. And so you can see here, we've got some great content here. There are phone numbers people can call right here from the website. There's a serious breakdown here of all the things that they cover as far as practice areas. And this beautiful website, it loads up perfectly on tablet, on your phone, on desktop, as you can see, right? Uh, and it's just amazing. So I wanted to showcase uh, this client specifically because they have been great to us. We love working with them. They love working with us, and it's just fantastic. So this is bring this up because you really need this type of a website to. Um, to really stand out, to cover all those areas, to rank exactly where you should be. So when someone needs a lawyer, right, our client, William J. Taylor, the law office of William J. Taylor is amazing and they're positioned for success. So, those are, I hope all of this stuff was really helpful. I've collaborated with a lot of my professional marketing friends, business friends, mental health professionals, everybody. I've got a mix of people on our Marketing Velocity podcast. You can find us on Apple, Google Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. And so I want to thank you guys. This has been a great live. Um, and I really want you guys, give us a call. If you have questions about digital marketing, we're not going to pressure you. We're not going to get you on the phone. You got to buy this, buy a package. Obviously, we're a business. We're going to try to sell you stuff, but we want to be able to help you first. We want to make sure that we can help you. So no pushy stuff here. We just want to make sure we're in a great position to help you. If not, we can refer you out to one of our other professional colleagues who will be better at serving you. So, again, just make sure that you like, comment this video. And you know what? Let's do something. I want to see who was paying attention. I want to see who was hanging out until the end. If you watch this entire video from start to finish, I want you to go ahead and type into the comments. results. Okay, I want to see who watched the entire video. Type results into the comment after you watch this video, and I might have a surprise for you guys who watch it from beginning to end. All right, and last thing I want to let you know is out of those 7 different things that we talked about today, uh, obviously I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. All 7 of those topics we can help you with. So if it comes to search engine optimization, Facebook, Instagram ads, um, see, it's past my time. it's So we got Google, YouTube, listings, management, online reviews, social media posting, content marketing. We literally can pull a report of your online presence and we can give that to you. We'll review it with you and we'll help you understand exactly where you need to start to maximize the results that you're going to get in your business. So, I'm so glad you guys stuck with me till the end. But if you need help, we're happy to pull that report for you, go over it with you, and help you formulate a strategy on how you can start showing up above the competition and start taking your market share back. All right. So thanks so much, everybody. I'm so glad you joined me. Please take action. Who knows how many more pandemics and monkeypox and crazy stuff we have coming. Your business, your customers, your family, they all deserve better. Position yourself for success. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call at 1-806-410-0671. And our friend there, Mika, she is another client of ours. We're a client of hers. She's over at 621 call center, and so we don't have a phone number where it just goes to voicemail. An actual person will pick up, and we're going to help you get started. So we're a little old school in that way. But thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next live.
Mans. This is your main man, Jaleel Mans, for Marketing Velocity Podcast. And I've got I think this is a revisit from maybe 6 to 8 years ago, right? So
Yeah, a long time.
long time. So I want to introduce all of you to Chloe Forbes Kindland, right? And she is simply phenomenal. I mean, I'm not going to make the introduction, but I love to let my guests make their own introduction. I feel like there's no better way to introduce someone than to hear it from the sources themselves. So, Chloe, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's definitely been a long time. When we last spoke, which was about 6 years ago now, I was in the trenches with social media marketing. And since then, it's been a journey like a lot of us go on in entrepreneurship, making a lot of pivots and bends. But I now do Squarespace website design and coach other either designers in becoming Squarespace designers if they want to pick that as their niche and go forward with that, or in helping other businesses in building their Squarespace website, but also building it in a way that generates profit for their business. Because it's one thing to have a pretty website, but it's another thing to have a pretty profitable website, which is really what we're all, that's the purpose of building this website out, and it's what we're all seeking.
Exactly. I mean, I think our website is one of those tools that's always working for us 24/7. We're sleeping, we're busy, we're in constant Zoom meetings, right? And it's important that our website kind of, really elicit some emotion and resonate with the visitors so that they understand that you are your product or your service is the solution for what they're looking for. So, Chloe, I wonder, when someone's just getting started and they don't have a website, I mean, where's a great place to start?
I always think the best place to start is with the foundation of your entire business. Who you're actually serving, what problem you're solving, how you're going to solve that problem, and what that process looks like. It's so basic, and yet it's the thing that a lot of business owners forget. It's You need to understand your customer, and you need to understand what they're thinking, what they're feeling, it's a lot easier when you're face to face with someone and you're having a conversation. You pick up on all of their body language, their signals, how they're saying things, what they're saying underneath the words that they're saying. And so the challenge is, how do we take these tools and this software, whatever it is we're using to build our website, and we're able to break those barriers down of technology and say, okay, we're still people. How do we have a conversation? And so it really starts there, and just understanding, you know, where your ideal customer is in their journey, what they're feeling, what their problems are, what their concerns are, the solution, and where they want to go, how you're going to get them there. And then in between that, in that place of where they are now and where they want to go, they have a lot of concerns, objections, fears, all of that. It's usually mindset stuff that gets in the way. And so we have to address that on the website as well, being able to really get into their mind and show them what's possible and break through any concerns they have about their ability to get there.
Right. And that's so critical. And there was a time that I used to do websites, and that was just one of those things that always popped up was, for a designer, it was simple for me to match their brand and create some sort of design that looks nice, right? But sometimes reaching out to the business owner, the challenge was they didn't understand all of those things that you're saying. I even had one person that reached out and said, "I just sent you a copy of my brochure. Just put that on there." And I said, "Whoa, I don't know if that's going to work so well." It may give people the basic information that they need about your business and who you are, but it doesn't address those concerns that you mentioned, like their fears and their goals that they want to accomplish. So, in that process of everything that you said, I mean, how do you work with someone to help kind of put all of that together so it makes sense and that it kind of fits into all of the different pages?
Yeah. So there's, on a very practical level, there's things that I will provide support in, and as in, like, you get a website content planner or a guide to walk you through your brand strategy and things like that. But a lot of the time, we end up doing so much more than just building a website. It's really going back to their business strategy. It's going through the whole process with them, including their plan of where they want to go, what it is their core offer is. Within that core offer, how is that going to tie to the revenue, and how much do we need to sell in order to get a return on that investment to reach your revenue goals? So there's a lot more that goes into it than just a website, and I take a lot of pride in that process because I think it's been the differentiator between just creating a website and creating a website that generates revenue and provides a platform for people to grow and scale on. Um, so yes, I provide their resources, but a lot of the time there's a lot of coaching involved in there too, and going back to the basis, going through their plans, their goals, their key performance indicators, all of that stuff, looking at their core revenue, looking at how they're defining their products and services, how they're talking about their products and services, the language they're using, all of that good stuff. But really, like, the basic line that I always start with is go and speak to your customers and go and get some validation for yourself, because the more you have the conversation with them, the more you listen to what they're saying and you're hearing what's being said, you're able to pick up on the language they're using. They're going to tell you what the problems they're facing are. They're going to tell you the impact it's having on their life, and all of that, all of those, especially if you're recording those calls, that's going to tell you what to write on your website. And it's not ever about what it is you're selling. You're trying to guide your customers on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. And so every page has to start with, okay, what is my main purpose with this website page? What is the one message I'm trying to share with them? And what is the one action that I need them to take to get to the next step? And then what information do I need to give them in order to make that journey? Does that make sense at all?
Oh, it makes perfect sense. And so I think that's the differentiator, right, between a website that's more of a brochure and one that actually helps you generate leads in your business, helps you make more sales. Um, and it makes absolute sense to me. So, I mean, where do you take them on the journey after that?
Well, that's the beautiful thing. So you asked me about the starting point, and the starting point is mapping out your customer's journey, your ideal buyer's journey, finding out where they are now, what they're feeling, what they're going through, understanding what the stakes are of, okay, I've got this problem. I know what the solution is. And usually, what the solution is not what they think it is. So, like you made the point, a lot of people will come to you with, can you make me a pretty website? Because a pretty website is what I need. No, what you want is you want to generate revenue, and you, in your head, you think that the website, the pretty looking website, is going to get you to the revenue. And it can get you to the revenue if it's backed up with strategy and you've accounted for all these things. But the problem isn't the website, it's the strategy and your business behind the website. And something is broken right now that you're coming to me with that problem. And so going back, like I said, going through their strategy and then mapping out the customer journey. So if you think of it like this, all of your customers are on the mainland and your website is the island, and you're trying to get them from the mainland, which is crowded and noisy and full of competition, and it's really hard to get heard there. You're trying to get them from there over to the island, which is your website that houses your offers. And so, how you do that is you want to create sort of like this marketing bridge that guides them from one place to the other. And so, the messages you share on the mainland that say, hey, come this way, they have to speak to their emotions now, and then you're going to guide them through your content. So whether it's you're doing a blog or a video or a podcast like this, you're using this to share little gems that are going to say, oh, I recognize myself there. Let me go further along and learn a little bit more. Let me go further along and learn a little bit more, which is why content marketing is so important on as part of your website. Like, it can't just be a static place where you just say, okay, here, buy my stuff, that's it. No, it's there's movement in there, and you're trying to move people towards taking action. And so once they're on your website, it's got to be very clear. Okay, here's where you're at, this is what you're feeling, this is a problem you're facing, and here is the solution, and here is why I am the best person to solve that. Now that sounds like a very straightforward path. It is. We overcomplicate it with bells and whistles. You only need your home page. Yes, you need an about page to build trust. Then you need your core offer pages, whether it's your services or if you're selling digital products, that might be a store. You need the place where you're going to house your content. So that's your blog. And then you do need a way for people to contact you, whether it's on social media, reaching out with farm, whether it's that you have a support center to answer frequently asked questions. But really, like, that's all you need on your website. And like I said, every page should serve a purpose. So what is the point of this page? Why does it exist? Your about page is to build trust. Your services pages are designed to sell. And so it's like, what is the core message? What is the action they need to take to move forward on this journey? And then what's the information in between? And the action isn't always to buy. I think sometimes we're so keen to buy. Sometimes the action is to sign up to the email list first, because they're not ready to buy. They have a lot to overcome in limiting beliefs or objections or just uncertainty around this world that they've entered. They don't know. And so our job is to educate them. And before we can educate them, we have to earn their trust. And sometimes that's a lot easier to do on an email list than just asking them to buy something when they're not even close to making the buying decision.
That's very true. That the whole approach of buy my stuff is very aggressive, and it's I feel that it repels more people than it attracts, many more than it attracts.
It does. It really does.
It's so this has been very enlightening. I mean, we've created a customer journey. We've interviewed our customers to see, what their goals are, their problems, their challenges, so that we can create that voice on the website so that it resonates with the prospects we're looking for. And so, how much more work actually goes into this website before you even get to the design aspect?
All of it. All of the work goes in beforehand. It's not the fun stuff. The fun stuff is when you get to build it and make it look pretty. But even things like, the design aspects, the colors, the fonts that you're using, like you said, we're trying to make people feel something. And so we have to tap into color psychology there. How do we create an experience so that when you land on that page, you feel something, whether it's calm or excited or, whatever that may be, even that is something that you have to explore. And that comes down to, again, understanding your customer. So it's the part that most of us forget because we want to get to the fun stuff of the design, but going through that process, like really defining your own niche even. So that you're not speaking in general terms to everyone. You're speaking to a specific person who has a specific problem that you can solve in a very specific way. And so all of that has to happen before you get to the design. And the great thing about it is that once you do that, it becomes a lot easier to do the design. You know exactly what to say. A lot of the times when it comes to website design, if you've been a website designer, so I'm sure you've experienced this in the past where you'll say, my job is the designer. I am not the copywriter. And so you'll say, okay, part of this agreement is that you have to provide me with the copy. You have to provide me with the images. And what happens is you either get ghosted, the deadlines always get delayed because they don't know what to write. They panic and they give you the brochure and they say, just take this, because they don't know. And it's not their job to know. It's our job to help them. And sometimes that is, if you're a designer, you work with copywriters and you say, if you don't know how to do this, I've got somebody here that can help you with this. Or if you need images, here is a list of websites that are going to help you get those images. But whatever that process looks like, it's our job to make it really easy for them. They're invested in us because they don't know. And so our job might not be to provide all those services for them, but it is to give them guidance and to make that journey easy. Because like even looking at the customer journey, it really just begins when they buy. They then have to go through the onboarding, the actual experience, the offboarding. And the goal of all of that is that they become your marketing team and that they go and do your marketing for you. Not only because they have a beautiful website that directs back to yours and says, hey, this person made it, but in that you have helped them gain clarity and confidence. And I think that's the biggest gain that people have when they go through a good website design experience, is that they're clear in their message. And so then they're able to show up on the mainland, right, on social media, on podcasts, wherever it may be, and they're able to speak from a place of clarity and confidence. And really, that's what sells. Like you said, when you're buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, that tells that it depends how you're saying it, but a lot of the time that says that I'm not confident. And so
True,
if you
very true.
speak with clarity, if you speak with confidence, if you know exactly what it is you're helping people to solve, then you're going to show up and you're going to say, hey, I can help you solve this problem. And that's the difference between coming from a place where you're serving versus a place where you're selling.
Very true. And that, I think, I'm not sure that all customers understand, how passionate we can be about the work that we do. Between us as professionals, we can articulate to each other exactly how to, how passionate we are. Like, hey, I wish this client would, give me what I need, right? So that I can make this the best site ever. And so that makes me kind of, it takes me to a place of wondering, when you're speaking with someone, whether it's their first website or redesign, what are some of the questions they should be asking you?
Well, just to your point, I think that's very true. But I also think it's our job to get them excited. And so a lot of the times they don't know what questions to ask me. I have to take the lead on that. And I think that's true for all business owners. We have to take the lead and understand that it's not our client's responsibility to know what they don't know. It's our responsibility to educate them, and it's also our responsibility to get them excited and invested and want this, because it makes such a big difference. If you can take a lot of the time, the when clients are coming to you, they have like all this information swirling around in their head. They've probably read stuff, they've watched stuff, they think they have to do stuff. It's just too much. And so they're not always coming to you with excitement. They're coming to you with frustration or worry or concern or just not knowing, overwhelmed with what they have to get done. And so part of our job is to clear all of that and to make it really easy, and to lead by asking the questions, and to just make it very informal and dig a little deeper and pick up on everything they're saying. So you, again, you will have had the experience of like, who is your ideal client? Well, I don't know, kind of everyone, I guess, or kind of this people, and so they don't even really understand the value of having a niche. If you try to explain the value of having a niche at first, sometimes that can be really scary. If I choose to go all in on this market, I'm saying goodbye to everyone else. What if I don't get more money? And so there's a lot of education involved, a lot of education, but they're very welcome to that if you can build excitement within them, because if you can make them feel excited and ready to go, they know that you're the right person to help them do that with their customers. Like you've given them the transformation that they're trying to create, and that removes and eases any doubt or barriers or concerns that they have, and they can put their trust in you.
That's absolutely right. And then that there's a transference of that excitement, because
Yes.
when our customers are excited and they're proud of their website, they brag. It's almost like when their child makes the honor roll or wins an award at school, they want to tell the world about it. And that's kind of the goal, right? That's probably one of the primary goals of a website in the first place, is to spread that excitement throughout the world, which in the end will translate into sales. Um,
Definitely. Just
so
even that, like that excitement is what gives you the confidence to be like, hey, go look up. Like, instead of being scared to be salesy and say, like, go to my website and buy my stuff, you're like, hey, look at this amazing site I've got. Like, suddenly you have the confidence to show up and sell, which is, I love seeing that. It's so powerful.
it's very empowering, and with that empowerment comes, better results. Um, and so there's a lot that we covered today, and I'm sure that there's probably some people in our audience, part of our tribe here, that probably wants to know, like, how to get started with you, like how to get that first step going so that they can start moving away from that frustration, that pain of the embarrassing website and the one that doesn't get results. What's that first step that they could take with you to start on that journey with, with you and your company?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the one thing I'd say is you can take a look at my YouTube channel. I have videos showing you how to build a website from scratch. Doesn't cost you anything to invest and watch. It is based on Squarespace. But the other thing is on Twitter, at Chloe Forbes K. If you go to my pinned tweet, I actually have a 30 days of threads where I walk you through every single step of this process. You get everything from how to build your brand board to what to include on your homepage, your about page, your services page. I link to the tutorials on building your website. If you want to become a website designer or service provider, I have a ton of threads on that linked in there too. And I designed that specifically for anybody who just wanted to get started, but maybe weren't ready to invest. I mean, if you're ready to invest, I have my coaching, I have my website design services, but for people just looking to understand and get into this and explore, even if they're not Squarespace users, I would say check out my YouTube and check out my Twitter account because I've designed it to be a process that you can go through. You can obviously go and look for a ton of tutorials. There's so much on YouTube itself, but I would just say, like, start, even if you're not wanting to work with me or anything like that, just start by speaking to your customers. They're going to give you all the information you need to know.
That is true. They will tell you good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. They will definitely
Yes.
share with you.
It's a blessing though. It's such a blessing, like, that somebody would care enough to be like, yeah, this is not working for me. And so then you have the information that you need to improve things. I think that's so powerful.
It is very powerful. You just have to embrace it, maybe, cry a little bit in the shower. You could blame it on getting shampoo in your eye. And then after that, make a plan to take action.
Yeah.
Um, and so, would you mind sharing your website and the best ways to reach out to you before we conclude this podcast?
Of course. So my website is chloefarbsk.com, and my Twitter account at chloefarbsk, my YouTube account at chloefarbsk. If you leave a comment on any video, I will get back to you. The best way to reach me is by email. So that's just chloe at chloefarbsk.com.
Awesome. Awesome. So, everybody, I hope you're listening. You hung out until the end, but make sure you reach out to Chloe right away so that you can fix this, this issue. It is fixable. You can figure it out, right? And if you can't figure it out, you definitely have help. So, thank you so much, Chloe. I really enjoyed this another podcast. We shouldn't wait so long to do this again.
No, definitely not. Thank you so much for having me, Jaleel. It was honestly like an honor to be here. And thank you.
Well, we're the ones to be honored by your experience, your knowledge, and your general willingness to share and help people grow.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks so much, Chloe.
Bye bye.
Here are 3 essential things people should know about marketing automation. 1 is your purpose and strategy. Before implementing marketing automation, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of your marketing objectives and strategies. Define your goals, target audience, and the specific processes you want to automate. Marketing automation should support and enhance your overall marketing efforts. So, having a well-defined strategy ensures you use it effectively and avoid wasting resources on unnecessary automation. Data quality and integration. Marketing automation relies heavily on data, so maintaining clean and accurate data is essential. Ensure your customer data is up to date, properly segmented, and securely stored. Integrating marketing automation with other systems like CRM, website analytics, or e-commerce platforms is also vital for a unified view of customer interaction and streamlined workflows. The better the data and integration, the more personalized and relevant your automated marketing campaigns can be. And finally, testing and optimization. Marketing automation allows for iterative testing and optimization of your campaigns. A/B testing different elements on your emails, landing pages, and workflows helps identify what resonates best with your audience. Continually analyze the performance metrics and make data-driven decisions to improve your automation efforts. On the regular, refine your strategies based on the insights gained and open to experimenting with new approaches to achieve better results. Better that marketing automation is not a one-time setup, but an ongoing process that requires attention and fine-tuning. It can be a powerful tool when used strategically and combined with thoughtful content and customer centricity. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to this live. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, setting something aside for me. I really appreciate it. So today, what I want to do is I want to talk about mastering the art of creating urgency in sales. And this is a crucial aspect of sales. Creating a sense of urgency to seal the deal is just critical. If you can get this part, you'll close deals a lot faster. And if you're closing them faster, just by default, you'll be able to close more, right? Because you have more time, you're spending less time, nurturing and trying to get the deal across the finish line. Instead, in this case,
you'll be able to seal that deal. So let's talk a little bit about the power of urgency. Just for a few minutes, I want to talk about the power of urgency. And it's very significant because it's creating a tipping point in a sale. Think about it this way, right? I want to sell, I don't know, I want to sell my watch. Okay, yeah, let's do that, right? Look at that. It's beautiful, right? It's a state of the art military style type smartwatch, right? And that's good. If you're a military vet like me or you're active duty, right? You probably appreciate that watch. So what does the average customer really do, right? They see that watch, they're like, oh, okay, what is that? That's iPhone, Android watch, what's the battery capacity on that? Okay. And then they go to Amazon or they go to Google and then they try to go find that same watch, the same price, a better deal, right? They try to go find a competitor who has a better offer, right? And so if you can tip that sale and really create the urgency that helps them get there, then you've won, right? So tapping into their motivation to make a decision is a huge thing in sales. And sometimes people don't really understand exactly how much pain they're in quite yet until they're feeling it, right? You're about to go out of business, no one's coming in, you've got a restaurant, keep looking around, all the seats are empty, and you're looking for a solution. And maybe you're sitting in your restaurant and you're got your laptop out and desperately posting on Facebook or putting food pictures out on Instagram. Well, that's all nice, but it may be too late at that point, right? So I would be motivated, but hey, that motivation could drive the sale in the right environment. So next, I want to talk about a genuine approach because I've seen people push urgency. They're having limited time offers, one-time deals, flash sales, and you want to do that at a genuine and ethical level, meaning that you don't want to offer a flash sale every other week. You don't want to offer one every month. It takes away how special your deal is, how special your offer is, how special your product or your service is, because it's always discounted. It's always on sale. In the back of their mind, either they're thinking something's wrong with this or I'll catch them next time because, they're always having sales, right? There are people that I buy from, I love to cook. And if you know me, well, you know that, and maybe you've had some delicious I've cooked, but I digress, at least for now. So, what's really important is that, one of my spice providers, I go to spices, seasonings, their products, oh, amazing, high quality, always great prices, and I love it. But they always have something on sale, and I can count on them to always have something on sale. So, while that's good, in some cases, other times you can really burn your bridge with that. And there are negative consequences to your false claims and to your manipulations. So, with any of my clients, I always like to bring it to their attention and let them know, hey, this is really what's going on and you need to fix it. But in the reality of your business is when you're manipulating and making false claims and all of that when it comes to urgency, generally, you don't hear about it. People don't say, well, this guy has a flash sale and write a 1-star review on Google. What happens? They go away, right? And that's probably one of the worst things that could happen. Because if they wrote a bad review, at least I know how they feel. At least I can address it. But when you start playing people like that, they're not going to come back and you're probably going to lose them. So what I want to do is I want to go over some things, some strategies really to help you really create urgency. So there are a couple different things. There are limited time offers, right? Your limited time offer. Hey, this deal is only good until this time. You have your exclusive deals. Exclusive deals may go out to people who are on my texting list, people who are on my email list. I may send it out just to my clients, but that breeds this special exclusivity that if you're not part of my VIP club or you're not a client, right, you're probably never going to see the deal. And that was by design. And then of course, product availability. So there's urgency and there's scarcity. Urgency says, well, you've got until Friday at midnight to get this. Scarcity, the scarcity strategy is actually something that I use when I'm doing training or coaching of some sort. The availability is limited. So, for example, I did a chat GPT workshop on how you can leverage that to generate more leads. And there was an availability limitation there. And I would only do it for 30 people. Why only 30 people? Well, there are different reasons, right? There is room for 30 people in the room. And 30 people is my personal limit at this point, right? To be able to work with individuals over a 6-hour workshop and to be able to effectively get them all resolved. So if you think about it in your own business and you say, okay, well, man, I want to give this website deal to everybody, right? And then you put this website deal out, and then all of a sudden you can't get all of the different websites done. Well, you kind of hurt yourself there with that strategy. Now, that limited availability also forces their hand to say, okay, I mean, man, do I really need this site? Do I need it now? If I miss out on this, I'm going to have to pay full price. Now the wheels start kind of turning up there, right? They start thinking and they're saying, like, all right, so maybe I should pull the trigger now, right? So each of these strategies, in a different way and in their own unique way, move customers to take action. And so next, I really like to get into the benefits of acting quickly. It can lead to significant advantages, cost savings, time sensitive promotions that I mentioned, and the potential for missed opportunities, like I was just talking about. If I never get this deal at this price again, I mean, look at Black Friday and how it works. People will go out to a Black Friday sale not knowing everything that's on sale, right? The company's smart. Put the circular out for Walmart. Flat screens, we sell a lot of those. Xbox, the new Xbox came out. The new PlayStation came out, right? The toy that your kid wants that parents are fighting over, right? They put some of the most prominent things in there, but really people go out to camp out outside, wait in line, get in fights, drive around for long periods of time trying to find parts just to get in that door. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel works. So these benefits really persuade the customer to take action. They literally have to take action. So the ethical use really is of this urgency is huge because it has to be real. It has to be justified. Why are you doing it? Share that with people. Why am I doing it? I'm in some Facebook business groups and I talk to and I work with small business owners all the time. And for example, in several groups, I'll post, hey, how's your website going for you? Right? When was the last time you got a profitable lead from your website? When was the last time you got any leads at all? Right? And so that urgency is real and justified. Why? Because that business owner needs to make money to hit payroll, to keep the doors open, to keep the lights on, to keep inventory coming in. Right? So these things are really, really important when we talk about ethical use. Now, you don't have to disclose those types of things, but you do see confidently that people will say, hey, we're going out of good example. They're going out of business sale, right? They're going out of business sale. There's a furniture store right down the street from my place. I swear this place must go out of business twice a year. But that urgency, for some reason, it works. I don't ethically, it shouldn't work. They should be shut down, but it works. I think the city is big enough. I think Houston is big enough where people haven't really caught on to it. But because I live right there in the area, I pass it all the time. Yeah, I've caught on to the game. Be transparent about the urgency. I really want to help some people get their business together. I want to help you get more sales. I want to help you overcome this burden that keeps you up at night about why your website isn't bringing in more sales, isn't bringing in more leads, isn't bringing in more customers or clients, right? These things are imperative to business owners. And you want to provide the most accurate and detailed information when you're doing limited time offers. It pains me. It hurts. Like my heart hurts when I see somebody post online and they say, hey, I got this 24-hour flash sale, get it now. And there's a link. Got a sale for what? What is it? How does it benefit me? Who is this for? Is this for me or is this for somebody else? Is this for everybody? Right. So you want to communicate, hey, are you an e-commerce store owner? Are you having a hard time with your current e-commerce store? Is it not user friendly? Or is it not helpful? Is it not bringing customers in? Right. Now I have a call out. I know who I'm talking to. And I'm doing this because Black Friday is coming up and I want you to be in a good position to be able to do business and really benefit from the setup that you have. So providing that information is super, 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 super critical. And so, there's some case studies I want to share with you about one of my favorite clients of all time is sells bariatric supplements. And it was very interesting how we were able to get sales, right? These sales were fantastic. I was talking with the owners and I was saying, when was the last time you guys did some sort of email promotion? And we don't know. I mean, it's been a while. Why? And I'm thinking, well, let me show you something. And then I go into the back end of their e-commerce store and I look and I see, okay, analytics tell me, hey, this protein powder is the most popular product sold through this website. I also brought up the number of customers who purchased it, repeat customers specifically. Okay. And then I said, you know what? Show me out of all your protein powder flavors, which one do you sell the least of? Right. So they have this surplus of a specific product, right, that they're trying to get rid of. And I said, okay, here are your heavy buyers. Here's what we know, right? We know that these people have all bought protein powders from you before. They've done it more than once, right? So they're not just a one-off, one time hit it and quit it type customer. They are they're a regular customer. They're using the product, they're buying it. So let's see, right? Let's again go into the analytics. Let's pull all of these people who are buyers who bought repeatedly, maybe on a subscription, right? And then I excluded from that data people who have tried this flavor that we want to promote. Right. So in doing that, it was interesting because we saw an uptick in sales because these people were saying, you know what, I'm happy with the protein powder that I buy. I'm happy that I get it all the time. And this new flavor, I'm willing to try at a special promotional limited time offer price. And we were able to move inventory that would have continued to sit on the shelf and collect dust. So this is an example of how that urgency really influenced them. We took the data that we knew about the customers and we leveraged that to create a promotion that would then make sales. So I want to really, again, I want to just hit you with a few of these key points. We went into the power of urgency. We talked about taking a genuine approach. We talked about a few strategies to create urgency. We talked about the benefits of acting quickly. We talked about the ethical use of urgency. I presented a case study to you so that you would understand exactly how this works. And then what I want to do is I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to take in this information, this training that I shared with you on this live stream. I want to encourage you to like, comment, share this video for a wider reach. If you know you've got a friend that's got a small business and they're struggling, or maybe you know someone who could benefit from this training about sales and urgency, share it with them. Be a good friend and share it. Okay. Don't hoard it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. Oh, this is mine. I'm not telling anybody. Share it. That's the intent of this video. And I want to thank you again so much for dropping in. Be sure to follow my page. There'll be more valuable content and there'll be more strategies just centered around sales and how you can grow. Thanks again. See you next time. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for dropping in on this live stream today. Today's topic is unlocking sales success, the power of value selling. And I want to thank you for coming out. Be anywhere, put you're here with me. Thank you so much. And I am Jaleel Mans. I'm the CEO and founder of High Velocity Global, an amazing digital marketing agency that's been around for 13 years. Okay. And we've been helping small business owners not only survive, but thrive out there. So the basic overview is we're diving into a game-changing strategy of value selling and how it can transform your current sales approach. So the first topic I want to get into is understanding value selling, right? What is it, right? What is value selling? And it's a sales strategy focused on showcasing the unique value and benefits of your product or your service. Now, the importance of moving beyond price and features is something that really, it's something that I really take to heart. Okay. Because social, as I'm on social media channels, I'm watching people post in groups and, sometimes when I see business owners who don't understand their own value, they want to be the low price leader like Walmart, right? And I'm doing logos for $35. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Nobody does logos for $35, not a professional level, vector-based logo. You're not getting a version of white on black, black on white, transparent background, favorite icon, and all the different variations that you would need, one for print, one for video. It just doesn't happen that way. And what happens is when you try to compete to be the low price leader, then you have to do high volume approach. And especially if you something where you work alone or you have a very small team, it's going to be hard to keep up with high volume because, well, you don't actually have the bandwidth to keep up with that. So what would you rather have, right? Would you, are you going to move beyond that and say, okay, well, it's not about the price. It's more about how your brand will be perceived. It's about the long-term value, right? Because if you run into a prospect who's only focused on price, and this happens to me so much online, someone will come to me and they'll say, hey, Jaleel, I need a website. And I'll say, hey, great. That's fantastic. Okay, well, just DM me your price and I'll get back. No, that's not selling. Now, what I do in that situation is I say, hey, you know what? I don't really do that. All of my prices are custom quotes. And so what I can do for you right now is to give you a range of where that fits. But to give you an accurate price like that, not knowing you, not knowing the business, not knowing your goals, that doesn't happen. Right. And then also features. I've had people come to me and they say, hey, Jaleel, I love this, but so-and-so over here has these extra features. Great. I'm happy to help you with that, but there's a price tag that comes with that, and the price and the features are great, but at the same time, you know, you have to be able to articulate the value of what you're selling in a way where price and those features no longer matter. Right. So I'm in tune and I know the goal. When I have a sales call and I conclude it, I know that Steve wants to put an extra $10,000 on his sales every month. Okay, great. I can work with that. Right. That's value selling. So then I can break down my offer and say, okay, Steve, by doing A, B, C, D, and E, we'll be able to get you to an extra 10,000 a month in the next 3 to 6 months. Right. So it's very important to move beyond that price, move beyond the feature. Next, I want to talk about the steps to implement value selling because there are steps. And like anything else, you have to be highly regimented. You have to follow a process because, again, that's really how good business and big business is built. You find a process that works and then you stick with that and you do it over and over and over because it works, because it's been tested, because it's tried, because it works, right? So step one, what you want to do is you have to have a clear understanding of your customer needs. What you're offering, your product or your service may not even be a good fit for them. But if you don't understand the customer's needs, then what are you doing? You're just throwing stuff in their wind, hoping that something flies. Next, you need to articulate your unique value proposition. What is it that you offer that other people don't offer. Or maybe you offer the same thing, but maybe yours is different. Maybe your process is different. Maybe it's more effective, right? So you have to be able to step two, articulate your unique value proposition. Three, you want to focus on solutions, not just products. People are not coming to you for products. Okay. They're not coming to you for, um, again, I'm going to use my watch example. Okay. Nobody's coming to me to buy a watch. Okay. They don't care about this. But what does this watch do? How does this watch help them? This particular smartwatch helps them very much, right? Because my watch is different, right? It's different, so different that it's going to be attractive to them, right? And the solution that my watch brings is that not only is it classy, it's stylish, it's good for us, military vets who, you know, need something rough and rugged that can hang with me and what I'm doing. That's a solution, right? Because my customer may have bought 2 or 3 smartwatches that were broken, that they can't, that watch can't keep up with them at their construction company. Next, you want to showcase real world results. It's one thing if you're saying it, right? It's one thing, hey, I'm the founder of the company. This is the best thing since sliced bread, and you should buy it. Sure, that's great. But for this particular example, when I was doing a video marketing workshop where I was sitting down with business owners and helping them script their videos out, record their videos, edit their videos, and they had a finished product before they even left my event. Wow. Right. That's showcasing real world results. And so at the end of my workshop, I pulled a few participants aside. I want to say maybe 4 or 5. And then I took my phone, I brought my phone out and I said, okay, great. Hey, you mind if I capture a little video and ask you a few questions about the workshop and how it went? And so those testimonial videos about my workshop are real world results. So I go through and I talk about the value that I offer, but then I show them through clients that I've worked with who have experienced success, right? And by doing that, by showcasing your real world results, we get into the next part, which is building trust and building relationships. If you see someone who is saying, hey, this company is great, they know what they're doing, they can get you results, boom, you want relationship, right? Because trust is built and you know that they're going to get you results. Next, I see this a lot. I see this a lot, which is some people, they just don't tailor the sales pitch. They think that it's one and done. I'm just going to say what I said to the previous person and they're going to buy. And number 6, tailoring the sales pitch actually goes with number 1, which is understanding the customer needs, right? If you understand their needs, then you can tailor the sales pitch. Obviously, you know what's bothering them. You know what's keeping them up at night. You know their goals. You know where they want to be. You know how soon they want to be there. And when you have that information, you can tailor your sales pitch so that it works. And it works with each customer that you work with without being some sort of canned message, right? Next, number 7, quantifying the ROI. This is another thing that I see that some people don't really do well, which is quantifying ROI means you're going to purchase a service with me, but here's your return on investment. Here's how, when you purchase this service, which at some point in a sales conversation, you said, hey, Jaleel, this is really expensive. And at that point, I said, yeah, absolutely. You're right. You are right. That's expensive. You can make your mortgage payment and your car payment with what I'm asking you. Wow, that's a lot. But think about it. If you can get that extra 10,000 in sales a week in about 3 months from now, would it be worth it? Right. And that's quantifying the return on investment. And then lastly, you want to overcome objections empathetically. People are going to have their objections. It's going to be price. It's going to be, hey, I need it quicker than that. I need something, I need to talk to my husband. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my wife, my significant other. I can't do it on my own. Right. So you want to handle that empathetically and you say, you know what? Wow. Yeah, you're right. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, this is it's a hefty investment. And you're not wrong for wanting or needing time to take take it in and digest it and make an informed decision. It's just good business. You can be empathetic when you're overcoming objections. So, you know, really, there are real life applications that you can apply the value selling to your own businesses. It really works in a lot of different ways. And when you apply the value selling, you'll find yourself competing a lot less on price and features and benefits and comparisons to other competitors or other services, right? And that value selling has really changed my life. I wasn't always a fan of sales. Surprise, surprise, right? I love it now, but before I didn't like it because I didn't understand exactly how it worked. So I would go out and I knew, and I would say, hey, you know what? My websites are great. They're fast. They're built on WordPress, which is, I used to boast, hey, it's hosted on WordPress, and 1 out of 5 websites that you see online is built on WordPress, and yours should be on WordPress too. And you know what they come back with is, I had a WordPress website and it sucked. I hated it. I don't want another WordPress website. That that just doesn't work for me. What else do you have? Right. And that was because I was boasting and touting the benefits of something that just put me into a lane to compare with Wix or Squarespace or some other builder. Right. So I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and your plans for incorporating this value-based strategy in your business. Share that with me now. I want to take a look at that. And then lastly, I want to go through and summarize some of these key statements from the session. So we kind of got into the introduction of unlocking sales success, the power of value selling. We talked about understanding value selling. Then we went into the steps of implementing value selling. Next, we talked about some real life applications and some of my personal examples of how it worked. And I want you to take all of this stuff in. If you need to watch the video again, please go back, rewind, take a look, take notes if you haven't already. But I want to really encourage you and compel you to start taking action now. Take the information that I'm giving you now. It'll make your sales journey a lot easier when you can sell using value-based selling. And I want you to follow my page for more valuable content. We're going to have some more upcoming events, webinars, related sales, and things like that. So please stay connected, stay in tune. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited about the next live and the live after that. Thanks again for dropping it. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and please, please share this. If you've got a friend who has a business and they struggle with sales, share this video with them. It only makes sense. A good friend would help another friend out, and share that video. And maybe together, you guys can share that little secret of value-based selling and help grow and scale your business. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.